If you'd like to return your bike to us, please let our customer service team know first so they can start the process for you. If you don't have your box or the packaging materials, please let the customer service team know at that point. Packaging a bike up for safe transit can be a tricky process and take some care, but this video will walk you through how to do that. What you will need for this process are zip ties, some packing tape, size 10 and 15mm spanners, a multi-tool or a 4, 5 and 6mm Allen key, and all of your packaging materials including the box, axle caps and wrapping. Now we're going to prepare the bike for shipping. What you'll need to do is take note of any damages to the bike and forward photos through to the customer service team. We're going to make sure that the bike is nice and clean and deflate those tyres before packing it into the box so there's no air remaining. Last part here, we're going to shift this all the way down into the lowest gear before packing it away. Now we're going to use our 15mm spanner to remove the pedals. Important to note that the right hand pedal will loosen to the left. However, the left hand pedal will loosen to the right. They both loosen towards the back of the bike. Next step is to remove the pannier rack from the frame, which we do simply by unscrewing the bolts like so. Sometimes they may have different size Allen keys required for the two different bolts. And then screw the bolts back into the frame with your Allen keys. And replace the bubble wrap onto the legs of the pannier rack. And then replace the plastic covering onto the rack as well. So now it's time to protect the frame by replacing all of the cardboard and maybe bubble wrap and placing it back over the frame and taping it all in place. Next, we're going to remove the front wheel. We're going to grab our 15mm spanner and remove the nuts from each side of the wheel. You don't have to take them all the way off, just until they're loose enough that you can remove these security washers and the wheel should drop out. Retighten the nuts a little bit and then apply the protective plastic casings onto the nuts. Next, going to reinsert the plastic fork protector and use this rubber band to hook it onto the brake pad to hold that in place. Next step, we're going to remove the front mudguard. We'll do that first by loosening the stays here with your 4mm Allen key. And the stays should just slide out like so. The next step will be to remove the bolt securing the mudguard from the top with your 10mm spanner. So you'll remove the nut first, remove the mudguard from the frame, then reattach the washer and the nut like so. And retighten with your 10mm spanner. And lastly, reattach the plastic protective cover. And then reattach the plastic protective sleeve to the mudguard. Next, we want to remove the handlebars. And on a cool stem like this, that's done with a 6mm Allen key from the top. Loosen it until the handlebars can be moved freely. And slide out. After removing the handlebars, you want to loosen the pinch bolt here and rotate so that the handlebar grips are in line with this part of the quill stem. It's all straight and then retighten like so. Next, we're going to apply cardboard to the handlebar grips, and then wrap the grips and the brake levers in bubble wrap to avoid any scratches in transit, and tape that all up like so. Next, we're going to apply bubble wrap to the stem and apply the protector down here. Next up, use your 5mm Allen key to loosen the seat post clamp, and then remove the seat post. Repack all of the packaging of the seat post. To make sure everything fits nicely into the box, we're going to slot this crank arm through the spokes of the wheel so that it fits nice and tight here. And using cable ties, we're going to secure this wheel to the frame. So one cable tie should secure the wheel to the top tube of the bike, and one cable tie should secure the wheel to the rear triangle, like so. To ensure that the wheels aren't turning during transit, we're going to cable tie the crank arm on the drive side to the chainstay of the bicycle, nice and tight. To protect the derailleur of the bicycle, we have this plastic protector that fits onto the nut of the axle to keep that all safe in transit. Next step, to get the handlebars nice and secure, we're going to rotate the fork so that it's facing backwards in the frame. Line up the handlebars in between the down tube and the top tube, and use the zip tie to secure them. Next, we are going to secure the front mudguard to the front wheel on top like this, using a zip tie. Take note that the zip tie secures the support arms in place and tightens them nice and close so as to not scratch anything in the box. Okay, there we have it. Your bike is now ready to be placed back inside its box. Just make sure that you send a photo of the bike in this condition to our customer support team before you do so. Ready to put your bike back into the box, get it ready for shipping. The rear luggage rack and the seat posts are the first parts that I'll put in. I'm going to put the rear end of the bike at this left-hand side here. So I'm going to place this with the support arms at the very, very back of the box, down the very bottom. And the seat post I'm going to place with the post facing up, down towards the front. The next step is the bike itself, and that should slide nicely down over the rear luggage rack and the saddle. The last part is the box with the pedals and such, which I'm just going to tuck away nicely down the side here, and then you're ready to tape it up.